Alright, happy Monday. Welcome to the next weekly challenge mode. We got no evidence. These ghosts really don't want to help you out, but we're sure you're up to the task. We gotta figure it out on Grafton. Alright, and luckily this time I'm able to get it on the Easter map rotation this time. And it's probably gonna go away within probably an hour, I would assume. Cause with the boards right here, I think they refresh after every like 24 hours, or probably less than that. So I've got 1 hour to do this. So let's go. Got no evidence, challenge mode, Grafton. Let's go. Alright. Well, you know me, no evidence is definitely my specialty. So hopefully this should be a breeze. And looks like we get a lot of tier 2 items. It's all tier 2, I think. Except for the headlamp, or just head cam. It's only that, and this is also tier 2 motion sensor. And tier 1 paramic. I don't know why, but okay. I guess they don't want you being able to hear, I guess. Alright, well, this is no evidence. Normally, the way I play no evidence, I always start off with 0% sanity, so that I can go in, do some hunting tests, and go back out. But I did actually do some like peeking around, and I saw that there's actually a haunted mirror, so that's gonna be useful. So we can find the ghost immediately, start doing some tests. Plus, I'll probably just use it right away, just like once to put me down at 80% sanity. Because if you didn't know, if you flick it up and put it back down immediately, that takes a minimum of 20% sanity. It'll either take 7% sanity per second, and then if it's above 20%, then it'll take that amount. Or if you just flick it up and down real quick, it'll take a minimum of 20% sanity. But anyways, I'm just going to start off with a flashlight. I don't really need a thermometer because we can just use the mirror. And then I guess some salt, as well as a candle. Because that'll be good for like testing for Onryo. Also, I should probably get a lighter as well. Might be a little bit smart. Now luckily, it's not on like a outside map, so... Because it's heavy rain, I think it's forced heavy rain on the Easter maps, which it is right now. So that means you can't have your candles out. So luckily we've got an inside map. I don't know, maybe whenever they do the Grafton update, they'll have some outside areas too. That'll actually be pretty nice. I'm excited to see what it looks like. Same for like the Tanglewood rework, as well as the new map. There's gonna be a new map if you didn't know. The only sneak peek that they've given us so far is just like a little pixelated picture. Has like a total of like 20 pixels on it. Pretty blurry, but I don't know what to tell of it. Could be like a gas station, or like, I don't know, some kind of police thing. Could be anything at this point. But hopefully it is gonna be a small map. That's all we know, really. It's gonna be a new small map. Oh, wait, did you turn on a light? I swear I heard a light switch. Ghost? Cold breath in there. That seems to be the room. Wait, let me turn the lights on. The breaker. It might have turned the light on. Maybe. Okay, all those light switches are off though. Huh. I don't know, maybe there's a lamp in there that turned on. Let's check. Okay. Let there be light. Very nice. Also, no hiding spots there. I don't know if we get any hiding spots. There's a bone. That's nice. Okay, I turned this light on. I know that for sure. I should probably not have the candle be going out real quick. Let's see. Okay, that would have been useful if there was like a lamp in here and it turned it on. Because that would actually mean it wouldn't be a mare. That'd be one way to roll up mare pretty easily. Okay, also salt to roll up the wraith. It's really good for a race test, especially if you're like doing a hunt or something. You could just like put salt in the way of the ghost, so then it'll like force it to walk over it. Because they will actually step in it during hunts, which is very useful. Like even outside of like no evidence, you could use that to get UV fingerprints if you're not having any luck with that or something. But anyways, I'm here to do a bunch of different kinds of tests. And I'll be explaining everyone as much as I can. There are actually some like very neat tricks that you could use for no evidence kind of stuff. Like shades, you know, like for a shade, they cannot blow out a candle when you're in the same room as it. But it also can do the same thing during a hunt. Which is actually kind of unique, because you could place like many candles. Excuse me? Why is my lighter broken? I can't use my lighter. Wait, what happened? Why did my... Okay, I guess I don't have a lighter anymore. Well, I touched the door. It also walked in the salt, so that means it cannot be a wraith. That is very weird. I don't know why that stopped working. Did they bug the lighter or something? It's not like I had it on or something. Normally, the only way you could bug that specific lighter, or I think even tier 3, is if you're holding a candle and you right-click a bunch to like light it, unlight it a bunch of times. Let's see. Okay, this works. That's very weird. Don't know why that happened. Okay, I'm also going to check this for Mimic, because Mimic always has orbs, no matter what, even on no evidence. Because obviously, as you can see, I selected orbs, but Mimic is not an option. because that's its weakness. It always shows orbs no matter what. Now, motion sensor might actually be helpful for that room, so we can tell if it's actually in the room or not. Oh, this camera's actually kind of crisp. Definitely much better than the tier 1 camera, that's for sure. Oh, I guess that's good. We don't even need to use a mirror, so I should be pretty high sanity anyways. I mean, so far it's like it's been a weird round so far. I mean, my lighter stopped working, which it definitely shouldn't have. I mean, it should just work just fine. So I really don't know why it was doing that. But anyways, let me just place this here. Place this like over here, I think. I'll just do the same over here. And I'm just gonna do an Onryo test. Because for Onryos, they have an ability where if they blow more than, oh wait, it turned on lamp. Look at that. It just turned this on right here. Nice. So that means it's not a mare, because mares can never turn on lights, ever. So that helps a ton. Yeah, going back to the Onryos, there's an ability where if they blow out 3 candles, on that 3rd candle, I think it forces a hunt. So that's like the first, or the 2nd candle blow, I think. So if it is on Onryo and it blows that out and hunts, we know for certain it should be an Onryo. Oh, and it just blew this one out? Okay. So now, that was the 3rd one actually, I think. Huh, so maybe not. There might actually be a chance for it to hunt at the 3rd candle. I don't actually know. Pretty sure it's supposed to force it to hunt on the 3rd candle blowout. We'll see. But another thing about the Onryos is that candles are actually like crucifixes. They're basically like temporary crucifixes. So if there's like a bunch of candles around, Onryo could never hunt unless all those are out, basically. And one thing about no evidence is you definitely want to watch your sanity as well. Like Onryos can early hunt up to 60% sanity, so if you just watch your sanity, especially if you're getting close to like hunting range, and all of a sudden the ghost just starts hunting, and then you go back to the truck, and you see it's like above 50% sanity, that means it can only be like a handful of ghosts. Like there's really not that many early hunters. There's the Fae that can early hunt, with depending on age, on what age it is. There's the Raichu. There's a Yokai. When you're talking around it, it actually makes the hunting sanity go up to 80%. Demon can normally hunt from 70% sanity. There's also the mare. If the light is off in this room, it can hunt up to 60% sanity. And I think that's basically it. Also Mimic. Mimic can mimic every ghost. And yeah, obviously Onryo as well. I don't know if it really seems like an Onryo though. I mean, it's really blowing these candles. Also, I can probably say for certain it's probably not shade, right? I mean, I'm in this room and it keeps blowing out this candle, so that's pretty obviously not a shade. Now, let's see, anything else I can rule out? I guess Mimic, I can rule out Mimic since I didn't see any orbs. And it does seem like this is the ghost room still. Let me just check again. I think it just walked out. Maybe? Okay, yeah, no orbs. Oh yeah, if you're doing a candle test with a shade, you gotta be careful that you're not like close to another room. Like this, I'm like all the way over here and it's still blowing it out. But if you're like right here, or like even like right here, like maybe this is the ghost room and you're like waiting for the ghost to blow it out, it could easily walk into here and technically it wouldn't be in the same room as you and then it could blow it out. That's like a thing to watch out for. But anyways, I feel like I'm ready for a hunting test, or even just put my sanity down a little bit. What's my sanity right now? It's probably, I'm assuming it's probably around like 70%, maybe 80%. I think probably 80%. Oh, not even, like 90%. So yeah, I'm super high still. Also, yeah, don't bother getting any evidence because this is a no evidence challenge. And they clearly stated no evidence, which means you're never going to get any evidence. The only evidence that you could possibly get is just ghost orbs, basically, for the Mimic. Which is like a dead giveaway, which is honestly probably the best one to get. Because you know immediately, oh, that's a Mimic. But anyways, we're at 90% Saturday, so if I take it down by 40%, that puts me at 50. So if let's see, let's do some math. I want to lose like, I don't know, 30% sanity. Put me between like 60 and 70, which would be like 4 seconds with a mirror, because it takes 7% sanity per second that you're holding up the mirror. So if I just count out 4 seconds, I should be put down to 60% sanity. I think that'll be a good starting point. I want to have it like a controlled test. I want to know what my sanity is right as it like starts hunting, basically. So if it immediately starts hunting when I'm above 60% or even above 50%, I know it can only be a handful of ghosts, which is super helpful in a lot of situations. And I could also set up a poltergeist test as well, because poltergeists actually throw a lot of items during hunts. They're the only ghosts that can throw an item every half second, and they also throw like items very far too. So what you want to do is basically just set up a loop. So right here we got a bunch of items, and it will just loop the ghosts, and obviously have smudge sticks on you. That's definitely needed for safety, that for sure. But with the poltergeist, you should see items being thrown every half second, just like boom, 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 like really far, really far throws. Like they are crazy ghosts. Anyway, I'm gonna hold this up and count to 4 with my timer on my recording. So right here, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and put it down. So now I'm gonna check my sanity. I should be like pretty much right at 60%. If I count it correctly, I don't know when it starts taking sanity. I assume it starts right when you pick it up. Okay, and yes, exactly 60% sanity basically. I think it's like right, like 63% sanity. All right, so now we can just wait around and see if the ghost is gonna hunt at all. If it like starts hunting immediately, we know it's already hunting ghosts, which is super useful to know. And we know it's not a mare, so we don't have to worry about having the light on or off. Because mares can early hunt up to 60% sanity if the light is off in the ghost room, but if the light is on in the ghost room, they have a high chance to roam away from its room and change to different ghost rooms. But 2, they also have a different sanity like threshold too. Like if the light is on, they cannot hunt until you're past like 40% sanity, which is pretty helpful. And also, I guess I don't really want to stick near the ghost in case it does any ghost events, because that's a test ruiner right there. If you're trying to test for early hunting ghosts, but then you have a ghost event like this. Hello. That is cool. Well, I don't want any part of that, please. So yeah, I'm just gonna sit over here just in the dark probably and just wait around a little bit, see if it hunts, and we'll go from there. I guess while I'm waiting, I could explain some tests I could do. Like spirit, you can test for by smudging. They actually get stopped from hunting again for like 3 whole minutes. Like I guess they get stunned, which I guess is something I should learn. Is like stun should be like during hunts, and then I guess cooldown should be outside of hunts. Because obviously if you smudge a ghost, like they will have like 5 seconds of stun during hunts. But then like for a spirit, the cooldown should be like 3 minutes long. Every other ghost is 1.5 minutes when you smudge them. And then demon is actually 60 seconds if you didn't know. So if you have a ghost like the hunts like really, really fast, even though you just smudged them, that's probably a demon. And I already explained the poltergeist with his throwing every half second very far. Banshee is going to be a bit more difficult. Banshee, Yurei, and Gorios are like one of the worst ones to figure out. Although if you've got sanity, I wonder if we have sanity pills. I think we have tier 2, but I don't know if they actually work. But if we have sanity pills, it won't be too bad, because Banshee you could test by either using a paramic, waiting for a Banshee scream, which a Banshee scream is like a 33% chance to happen. Like it'll replace the whisper with the Banshee scream. So if you get 4 or 5 whispers, like normal whispers, then you could probably say it's probably not going to be a Banshee. It's a 1 out of 3 chance for a Banshee scream. But then after 3 times, that chance goes down drastically. Let's see, Jinn, if you have the breaker on, it can actually speed up real fast. And then when it gets closer to you, then it goes back to normal speed. But then they can also like speed up normally anyways because you're in line of sight of them. Let's see, phantoms are like mostly invisible. After every blink, there's at least 1 to 2 seconds of like invisibility basically in between each blink, making them like almost invisible. So if you try to watch it, it'll be like almost invisible and you won't know where it is until it does another blink, which those can sometimes be a bit scary. All right, Revenant is actually very, very slow. It's probably one of the most known ghosts out of like everyone. Like even beginners, even though they don't know how to play the game, beginners would know what a Revenant is, I feel like. Because they're very, very slow when they don't know where a player is. And then when they do know where a player is, they'll go extremely fast. Like they're one of the fastest ghosts right off the bat. Oh, it just used a crucifix. Okay. Yeah, Revenants, they don't actually speed up. They have like 2 different speeds basically. They have their slow speed when they're walking around trying to find a player, and then they go from 0 to 100%, which is their 100% speed. And also, we are below 50% sanity, which is totally fine with me. We also got some objectives, cool. But now I know it's actually not Shade, because fun fact, Shades actually cannot hunt until you're past 35% sanity. And I also know it's not a Deogen, because they cannot hunt until you're past 40% sanity. So that's pretty useful. Now, I'm also going to say it's not a demon, because as I said earlier, demons can hunt at 70% normally, which it would have been able to hunt me that whole time, and it did not. And usually demons are very, very like, aggressive. Now, in the book, it does say demons are scared of crucifixes, but that doesn't really mean anything. It's most of the text that you see in the book is all flavor text. Most of it. There are some things that can mean like something like, for the demon, for example, that they fear the crucifix, which means the crucifix range is actually 50% bigger compared to like how it is for most ghosts. And that's only for the demon, by the way. The crucifix range is just 50% bigger for them, so they'll get stopped more often, but they are not less aggressive near them. But now that we got to hunt, we can actually do an Onryo test. Because now that we know it's actually hunting, I still exactly am not sure if it is not an Onryo or not. I don't know if that made sense. But now what we want to do is be in the ghost room and light the candles in there, just to see if it'll actually blow them out immediately or not. Because for an Onryo, as I said, the candles are like crucifixes, like temporary crucifixes for Onryo. So if that's on, that means it cannot be an Onryo. Because they have to blow out the candle first before being able to hunt, pretty much. So there we go, we lit that. And let's see if it hunts now. Because Onryo would not be able to hunt unless the candle is out. So it'd have to blow it out and then be able to hunt. But if I keep them lit, then it won't be able to hunt. And we just saw it come back in, I think. Okay, it just walked out of there. I just want to keep that lit. Hello, ghost. Seems kind of shy. I mean, it can't be a shade. I don't think it's Onryo, because I mean, it was blowing out so many candles and just like never tried to hunt at all. But you never know. I mean, it's not hunting now. I never smudged it. I never did anything. Okay, this is basically the Onryo test. Okay, if it hunts and uses the crucifix while the candle's still lit, then that means it's not Onryo. Although it is a different story when you have the tier 3 crucifix, because the range is like so big that it exceeds the counter range basically, which means that the Onryo could still hunt outside of the counter range but inside the crucifix range, which would kind of like simulate like a regular ghost, I guess. So you gotta be careful around those kinds. Normally I'll have like a tier 3 crucifix. I'll place it like right here, and I'll place a candle on like 2 ends of it, which should cover like most of that area. Okay, my thought process is I believe the candles are about the size of like a tier 2 crucifix. So they're about like the same range. That's why I place them right on top. Hello. We got a friendly person. How you doing? Do you wanna blow my candles? Please? Or not blow my candles, do you wanna just hunt? There we go, yeah. The candle's done. I thought it went out right there, but there we go. Now it used it. That's perfect. So now we know it's not an Onryo. I had a feeling anyways, since it blew out so many candles anyways, but just gonna place that there. Okay. Smudge stick. I was about to say, I don't think it would hunt. Also, fun fact, there's something you should probably know. After each crucifix used, there should be a 25-second like cooldown in between hunts. That every ghost should have it, except for the demon. Demon has like a 20-second cooldown in between hunts, which is like the range of like how fast they can hunt, basically. So if it tries to hunt with the crucifix, it'll use it, and then there'll be like another 25 seconds, and then it'll be able to hunt again. And that's what was like every ghost except for the demon, of course. And no hiding spot. I mean, now at this point, we're just gonna do a hunting test to see if we can figure out the ghost based on like any kind of behavior. The Raichus move very fast when they're near equipment. Oh, really? You just used my crucifix up here? Oh no, it shut the breaker off. Huh. I don't like that. I really would like to be able to see. So I'm actually gonna go turn it back on. It turned the breaker off though, so it can't be a Jinn. Because a Jinn requires the breaker to be on to use its ability. So the fact that it shut the breaker off means it cannot be a Jinn, because Jinns are physically unable to shut it off. Like, it's just impossible for them to do that. It's not in the code for them to shut it off, so pretty obvious there. But I'm ready for a hunt, ghost. Okay, now I feel like most of these ghosts should be pretty obvious. The ones not obvious are Banshee, Yurei, Goryo, and that's basically it. Okay, all the ghosts I can really test for, like Hantus, they can be fast when the temperatures are cold, but the breaker's been on most of the time, and that's like the first time it shut it off, so it's probably not a Hantu, since they have I think they have double the chance to turn it off, because they like it cold, so they want it off. But if it is a Hantu, it'll be pretty slow. And another thing about Hantus, they also cannot speed up. They only speed up based on temperature, so if this room is cold, it'd be fast. If that room is warm, it'd be slow. And Oni should be a lot more visible during hunts. They're basically the opposite of a Phantom. A Phantom is more invisible during hunts. Onis are more visible during hunts. They do a lot more blinking. And the twins, you'll be able to tell that they have like 2 different speeds if you listen to a bunch of different hunts. But if this ghost would hunt me right now, I would love to do a hunting test right now. I'm honestly just like sitting around waiting for the ghosts. I mean, I could definitely. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, it's got a different plinko sound too. That's right. Forgot about that. To me, it sounds like normal speed though. Okay, testing for yokai. The yokais are very stupid, so they can't really find you like this. Which it might be. A normal ghost would be finding me, I feel like. Oh, this might be yokai. It seems very stupid. Huh. The yokais, or most ghosts have like a range around them. I think it's like, I don't know, probably 7 meters. It might be 10 meters around them where they can detect your equipment. Like that's basically the detection range. Like when they start messing with their equipment, that's when they can actually find you. There's like an edge where it'll blink your stuff but it won't find you, but that's like a meter wide, I guess. But the yokais, instead of like a 10-meter range, they have like a 3-meter range, which is like so much smaller. So you basically have to be right next to it for it to be able to detect you. It's like it would have to be like right here, and you'd be right here for it to be able to detect you, basically. It's very, very stupid. So now we can actually do a test to see if it'll follow us. Like right there, I feel like any other ghost would have found me. So this sure seems like a yokai. Just gonna sit right here. Yeah, I mean it's not finding me. Okay. It really seems like a yokai. It's very stupid. Okay, well I'm gonna do one more hunting test. I'm gonna have this one be a little bit longer. I'm gonna break the mirror. And I'm about to do something very stupid. I'm gonna sit in the dining room and just wait for it to come at me, basically. Okay, there we go. I don't think it shouldn't be able to see me here. And it's been walking here every time, so just wait for it. Come here, ghost. Yeah, it still didn't follow me. What the heck? This should definitely be yokai. It's so stupid. Alright. I think we got a yokai on our hands. So as I said, they have a much smaller range of detecting you, basically. And the same for like detecting your equipment and your voice. It's basically the same thing. Okay, it saw me. Okay. Now I'm pretty sure it's just a yokai. I mean, three hunts in a row and it still did not really find me, so I'm assuming that's just yokai. Any other ghost would easily have found me and come straight to me. So that's one game in the bag, and literally already 30 minutes. Next one, I'm gonna go for insta hunt. I'm gonna go for hunting test right away, just to make it not be so slow. So sorry about that. Yokai. Yep, we got it. Easy. Not even bad. Yeah, 26-minute round. I mean, most of that was like waiting for the ghost to hunt. I feel like. Yeah, 1 out of 3. Not bad at all. And Grafton is still the map. Awesome. I have a feeling very soon here it's going to change the map rotation. Alright, but now I'm actually going to use the mirror, try and find the ghost, and then bring my usual test. I like to bring this and the candle for the Unreal, and then the salt for Wraith, obviously. Yeah, I'm going to find the ghost room, and then I'm going to use the mirror to cause a cursed hunt already. Or probably not a cursed hunt, but just put my sanity below like 50 maybe. Or maybe I'll flick it up 2 times to put me around 60% sanity, just to test for any early hunting ghosts. And then I'll set up all my tests and stuff. So yeah, let's see, where's this ghost? Is that the master bedroom up here? I think. Oh, that's the hallway right here. So you're here, okay. So now I'm at 60% sanity. I probably should have taken my smudge sticks with me in case it was an early hunting ghost, but you know, it's fine. I'll be fine, right? Okay, no breaker here. Yeah, this looks like the room to me. Yeah, okay. There's the breaker. Wait, is it hunting already? Oh, the ghost is hunting. Okay, wait. I mean, I was in the dark for quite a bit, but I don't know. I don't think I was in the dark for that long. This feels like an early hunting ghost. I mean, it might be the mirror. I might have had it for too long anyways. Okay, well, right off the bat, it sounds normal speed to me. Then we could do like a... Oh, never mind. I was gonna do a yokai test, but I think that's fine. Okay, let's go back and see our sanity. I feel like I'm above 50%, but I might be wrong. Look at the mirror. Okay, that first pull up, I was trying to see what room it was. Oh yeah, I'm way low. Wait, what the heck? I feel like I'm way past lower than I should be. I only put the mirror up 2 times, which should have at least put me down 40% sanity. So I would have been at 60% sanity. Huh. I wonder if this might be the Djinn. I might have a suspicion. Although I don't know if they can use that ability while the breaker's off. Because the Djinn actually has an ability. They have a secret ability, which You know, the Jinn, they can speed up while they're farther away from you when they see you, but then they'll slow down when you're close to you. They require the breaker to be on for that. But there's also another ability where you'll only know what happens if you have an EMF on the breaker, where I guess they can do something with the breaker, and that'll actually take, I think, 25% sanity away from the player. Maybe not 25, it might have been like 20 or maybe 15, but I know it's a big chunk of sanity that they can take away. I mean, at the very least, I know it's not any fast ghost, so I know it's not Revenant, because it should be very slow when it's not finding me, and it never found me. Not a Moray. I'm not going to say no Moray, because Morays are actually, they sound normal speed around like 40 to 50% sanity. If you didn't know, they actually speed up based on sanity, basically. If you have more sanity, the more is slow, but then when you have less sanity, like below 40% sanity is when you'll be able to hear it actually faster. Yeah, also not a Shade or Deogen. If Deogen would have found me, and obviously this is above the Shade hunting threshold. And not a Hantu. Hantu would have actually been probably a little bit faster. And Thay would have been extremely fast. And it sounded like normal speed to me, so it shouldn't be twins. Because twins actually have two different speeds. They can either be 10% faster than the ghost speed that's set for that contract, or 10% slower than that ghost speed that's set. But anyways, what sanity pills do we have? So I'm around like 40% sanity. Let me take one and see how much that gives me. Okay, we do have sanity. What is it going to be though? Like 20% probably? Okay, 25% I think is what it gave me. Which is actually kind of nice, because now we can actually test for early hunting ghosts and whatnot. And I'll go for these, because now I know where it is. It's in that little hallway upstairs. So it shouldn't be that bad. Alright, ghost pants. Yep, we got cold breath, so this should be the ghost room. Just gonna place my candle here. I'll just place the salt like right here. I don't really have to worry about pictures, so I'll just put it in the way of wherever it wants to go. So that'll be perfect. And we want more candles, more crucifixes, and probably a sponge stick just in case. Alright, you know what? I've got a couple in there anyways. Let me grab a camera instead so I can check for the mimic orbs. That'll be a good idea. Oh, we just shut the breaker off, so no Jinn. So it's not a Jinn this time. Huh. That still doesn't make sense. Why was my sanity so low? I don't think it should have been that low to begin with. I used the mirror twice, which would have minimum taken 40% sanity away, maybe 50. But there gotta be something with the ghost that it took away all my sanity. Maybe a Ure. The only way to test the Ure is waiting for it to use its ability, which is basically it'll double touch a door and close it all the way. Like if it was open like this, it will double touch it, close it all the way, and then do the closing sound like a couple seconds later, which is pretty noticeable if you can actually like see that happen. Most of the times you'll be able to hear it. It's kind of like a loud door touch, because it's a double door touch, so it's basically like twice as loud. I guess that makes sense. But also, I think when the player's near, or when a player's near that, when it happens, it also takes like 15% sanity away from the player. So that can hurt the player, but all these doors are open, so I don't know, it doesn't really seem Ure-ish. But also, that's the only way to test for Ure, by the way. There's no other way to test for it. I mean, technically there is one way where if you smudge a Ure and it doesn't leave its room for that whole time, then that could be like a Ure test. But also walked in the salt, so no Wraith. Also, shut the breaker off again. That's really annoying. Yeah, you could test the Ure that way, but that's not really that good, because obviously any ghost could easily just stop walking and just stay in the room. I mean, that's definitely just not a test I would want to really do for Ures anyways. Kind of annoying to do. Also a waste of a smudge. I'd much rather waste a smudge on like a yokai test or some other kind of test during a hunt. Which actually, yeah, let me turn this light off. Maybe it's like a mare or something. And now a mare would be able to hunt, I'm pretty sure. Let me turn this light off so I can sit in the dark for a little bit. Also, if you guys are learning anything from this, like just ghost behaviors that you didn't know, then please let me know down in the comments if it helped. I really appreciate it if you did. And while down there, might as well like the video and subscribe. I'm already on the road to 300 subscribers, which is kind of crazy. I need 500 subscribers so I can actually make I can do memberships, so then I'll be able to make my own emotes and stuff. I'm kind of excited for that. Kind of want to see like how to do that. That'd be actually kind of cool. I'd make like a bone emote or like some kind of emote for like repo or something like that. Maybe like a UV fingerprint, bunch of different stuff. That'd be very cool. But yeah, if you want to support me, then I'll definitely appreciate anything, even a like. Definitely helps. And sorry if I haven't explained every ghost. I'll just explain like if I think it's a certain ghost. I mean, so far this is not doing anything, this ghost. Are you a Shade? I blew out all these candles. I don't know. It seems kind of Hantu-ish to me, honestly. I mean, it shut the breaker off twice already, really fast, back to back. I doubt it's a demon. I mean, it's just not hunting. Because as I said before, demons can hunt at 70% sanity, which I've been below for a while now. I should be like around 58% sanity, I believe. I mean, it might be a shade. I mean, it's not blowing out these candles while I'm standing here. But then if I walk over here, it might blow it out immediately. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Actually, we know it's not shade anyways, right? Because it hunted above 35% sanity, which shade can only hunt below 35% sanity, so obviously that doesn't work. No thank you. Please don't touch me. No, no, no. Stop. Okay, thank you. I did not want to lose any more sanity. Because obviously whenever you get touched by a ghost, that means you lose sanity. Did I? I think she was standing right there on the rail, but I might have touched her accidentally. I did not want that to happen, but whatever. Any crazy things happening? That's a ghost vent right there, and I think that was probably another ghost vent. That 3 spike. And my sanity is definitely lower now, which I might have gotten touched by that, or it might still be doing something weird with my sanity. But I think at this point, I'm just ready for a hunting test. I'm just ready to try and test for like Raichu, a bunch of different stuff. Myling, which I guess I didn't explain Mylings, did I? Mylings are very quiet ghosts, if you didn't know. You know the interaction range when they can like mess with your equipment? When the Myling is outside of that range, you just will not be able to hear its footsteps at all. Whereas every other ghost, you'll be able to hear all their footsteps, pretty much, when they're far away, like that. And then only when they like start messing with your equipment, that's when you'll be able to hear their footsteps. Which is definitely something everyone should know. Let me just move this elsewhere. I'm just gonna toss it in the bathroom, I guess. I also don't know what the grace period of this ghost is. I don't know if it hunts really fast. Or I guess like starts walking whenever it starts hunting, I guess. Oh, it still uses the crucifix. Interesting. Did it change ghost rooms, actually? If it changed ghost rooms, then I could actually rule out a couple different ghosts. Wait, I think it actually did. Interesting. Right, let me throw this out then. I do want to hunt. I would really like a hunt right about now. Crucifix right there. Okay, let me turn the lights on, if I can. Go, 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 turn it on. There we go, okay. That's all I wanted so I could do the poltergeist test, which by the way, I do need to set it up. Kind of forgot about that. Ooh, it's slower. That is definitely not normal speed. This might actually be a Hantu. No, it's not a Hantu because it's speeding up. Because Hantus, as I said, don't speed up. They speed up based on temperature, not line of sight. Like this ghost is. Stop. Okay. I was trying to just run away, but my stamina didn't come back. It did not come back in time. Okay, well that is definitely slower than normal speed, which means I can actually roll a lot of ghosts. Definitely not a Revenant. Definitely not Hantu because it was speeding up. It might actually be Moray. Moray does... actually, no. Maybe, actually. I don't know. let me do a Moray test, actually. But I know it's not going to be a Raichu. It's not going to be any of these normal speed ghosts. The only ghost with that kind of speed would have to be either Moray, or maybe a slow twin, or maybe a Hantu, but obviously it can't be a Hantu because it was speeding up. As I said, Hantu speed up based on temperature. Same for Thays, except instead of temperature, it's based on age, the age of the Thay. Yeah, my sanity is like kind of like high, so it should like be normal speed, or kind of slow for Moray. Because as I said, the higher sanity, the slower the Moray is. But there's also a test you can do during hunts, is you grab some sanity pills, and you take it while you hear it walking around. And if it starts to slow down, it'll actually like slow down in real time, by the way. But if it slows down in real time like that, then you probably say for sure it is definitely Moray. But now it's between twins, mimic, or Moray, pretty much. And no other ghost could do something like that. Now to me, it definitely did feel like a Hantu, but I guess it wasn't, because obviously it was speeding up. But it really felt like it kept shutting the breaker off. Which is a very annoying trait that some ghosts will do all the time. I kind of wish that was like not a thing where they could just shut the breaker off all the time. But it's all good. But I'm just going to wait for a hunt and then take my sanity pill and see if it changes speed. Or I think it could also just be the twins. I feel like at my sanity, the moray shouldn't be that slow. Although it's been a bit since I last played, so it might just be that speed normally. But if it's like suddenly faster now, then it should just be the twins. As I said before, they can either be 10% faster than the set ghost speed or 10% slower. Oh, there we go. We got to hunt. Now let's listen. Okay, still slow. Let me take a sanity pill. Okay, should get even slower if it is a moray. I think it did. Okay. It definitely did get slower, but let me wait for another hunt. In reality, you would want to actually have like 2 sanity pills to do that, so then you could actually tell, like, could it be a dramatic difference from 40% sanity to 80% sanity? The more it would be like super slow. But I've got a different test in mind now. I could actually use the haunted mirror as a test, basically. Because since I flick it up and down, it'll take 20% sanity away. So if it's still slow and I flick it up and down, it should like instantly like switch speeds basically to faster if it is a moray. It's like the opposite of the moray test where you take sanity pills to gain sanity and make it go slower. I'm just losing sanity to make it go faster. And this should be like an instant tell pretty much as well. Also, we got a bunny playing some music box music. Very cool. Okay, I've legit just been waiting like probably 4 minutes now, and the ghost is not hunted at all. I did not smudge it at all either, so I don't know, it seems kind of weird. So let me check for mimic orbs again. It did change ghost rooms, by the way, so that would mean no Banshee or Goryo. Because Goryo's main ability is that it just never changes ghost room, and that's it, basically. But for Banshee, they have a different kind of story. They can do a far roam. Well, let me start with this. Most ghosts can do a far roam, in which that's like when they go for like changing ghost rooms and stuff. That's how they do it. They'll do like a far roam, and then they'll have like a high chance of changing ghost room. Okay, sorry, I'm trying not to die here. But the Banshee, its far roam is technically its ability, where the ability is it'll try to like roam to its target many times throughout the contract pretty much, and that kind of like takes over the far roam. So I think ghosts can also change ghost rooms out through like short roams as well, because they have like short roams and far roams. But I don't know, the devs have confirmed that Banshees cannot change ghost rooms as well, so I guess something in that code just makes it so they can't change ghost rooms. It's just not hunting. I don't know what is wrong with this ghost now. Oh wait, you know what? I bet I know what it is. I took the sanity pill. That's probably my problem. I think I'm just dumb. I took that sanity pill, which took me above 25% sanity. So now I should be low enough for it to hunt. I don't know why I didn't think about that. I forgot I took sanity pills. Whoops. So now I should be in hunting range pretty soon here. There we go, finally. Took you long enough, ghost. Okay, now let me just flick this up and down. And it got faster. And now it's even faster. You hear that? So now that tells me that's a moray. Because if it was like twins or any other ghosts, it should just be the same exact speed. But morays is based on sanity. So since I lost all my sanity there, it got faster. So there we go. Finally, we finally got to hunt. I was able to figure out that I forgot that I took my sanity pill, so I was just not in hunting range for a long time there. It also didn't help that I was standing in the light. Which, on a small map like this, standing in the light means you don't lose any sanity, which is helpful. But not for like a test like that. But it should be moray, because it got immediately faster right as I picked up and put down the mirror. And there we go, moray. Very nice. Another 17 points, very nice. I'm going for my trophy upgrade. Which, by the way, tomorrow I'm going to be streaming some Phasmo, so I'll be going mainly for this. Just mainly for lots of points. So if you want to watch my stream, then feel free to come join. I'd greatly appreciate it. Anyways, we got one more run to go. Let's go. Alright, luckily we haven't had any like horrible, like, I don't know, Goryos, Urays, Banshees. Let's see, what's another one? Sometimes mares can be difficult. Even Mylings, Yokais. But I'm basically going to go for the same exact thing. Just going to go find the ghost room real quick, turn on the breaker, the setup for like Poltergeist test, Wraith test, on Rio test, and go from there. Oh, we found a bone. Nice. There's the breaker. Thank you. I'm glad it was over here, not in the attic. This is probably one of the worst areas, or worst maps in terms of breaker spots, because the breaker spots are so far away from each other. I hate that. All the way in the tool room, all the way over here in the bedroom, and then all the way up in the attic. And it looks like we have one in the workshop here, I believe. Right, because there's a shelf right here, and it looked like one of the paint cans was moved. Yeah. Actually, not a bad room. I like this. It's like a nice small room. It's gonna be hard to do like a shade test because shades could obviously walk out with the candle being lit there, but that'll be fine. Actually makes it easy to do like a poltergeist test and everything, so should be actually pretty nice. All right, yeah, I lost 20% sanity because I flicked up and down the mirror, and then whatever sanity was lost after that was just from me being in the dark, probably. Which is good. It's always good to know like how you lost your sanity, which can definitely be helpful, especially if you're missing some screens. Like you should always be able to like kind of keep track of your sanity like within your mind, pretty much. It's just always kind of helpful just being able to know that information, because then you'd be able to feel like if it was like an early hunting ghost or something like that. So let's see, are we gonna get orbs? Get like easy ghosts. Got dirty water. That must mean it's a wraith. That reminds me of all the, I think is it still the old trailer from Phasmo, the Phasmo trailer? Because I think the very first trailer of Phasmo is like it's a VR character walking around looking for a ghost, and then he has something happen where it turns on dirty water, and it says it must be a spirit or a wraith. And for some reason, like I don't know, that was just like a bunch of flavor text anyways, because Phasmo never meant anything ever with the dirty water. So I don't know what all that was about. I think people believed it too. People really believed that if the ghost turned on dirty water, that meant it must be a specific ghost. But that actually just means it's like nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's so crazy. Oh, walking in the salt. You can hear it by the plinko steps. It's actually very nice. Okay, but we know it's not a wraith, so that's good. That's always like one of the most basic ghosts that you should definitely like test right away. It can easily be a wraith, and if you don't have any salt, then you're not really going to be able to test for it. I guess the only way to test for it is wait for it to like teleport to you, because wraiths actually have a teleporting ability where they can teleport straight to you, and you can get an EMF 2 off of that. I think same for the Banshee. When it does a Banshee roam 2, you should also get the EMF 2 off of that as well, I think. And then Phantoms also have a roaming ability similar to the Banshee, but they can basically select any target. They don't have to have one specific target like the Banshee does. Anyways, no wraith, probably no mimic. I didn't see any orbs. And also blew the candle out again. You can see right there. Honestly, now it's probably a good time for a hunting test, honestly. Also, I didn't really like pay attention to any decorations, by the way. I mean, I did see this map because I did already make my thumbnail and everything for it. And this is like probably my favorite part, where there's like big trees like sticking out of the walls and stuff. I wish there was more lighting here, like have one of these little firefly lantern things hanging off the edges or something. That would look pretty cool. But honestly, the Easter decorations I do quite like, especially the lanterns. Like the fireflies just flying around in those are just very, very cool. I like that. And I could do some dots shenanigans with the Easter eggs and all the forest minion stuff, but you can actually watch my my Easter videos if you want. I made everything you need to know about the Easter event video. I also made a first impressions video. Plus, I also have a short and Phasmo tips if you wanna watch that too. But today's all about just doing the weekly challenge mode, which is no evidence, which is one of my favorite challenges to do. I love no evidence. But let me just bring this up and down. Okay, now I should be around like 40%. That should be my. Oh, you blew out the candle. Should be around my sanity right there. And now, wait, the fact that I blew out this candle means it shouldn't be a shade, because the range is like a tier 2 crucifix, which I guess maybe it could have walked into there and blown it out, but I don't think even a shade could have been able to walk out and then blow it out from here, so probably not a shade. Oh, hello. How you doing? Blow out the candle? Oh, hunt instead. Okay. Well, not on Rio, that's for sure. Because this candle is already out, which means that would have only been the only like kind of temporary crucifix if it was non-Rio. So non-Rio. It also hunted in the same room, so I don't need to remove that. I just need to move this over. Okay, just walk right there. Yeah, definitely not a shade since it hunted in the same room as me. Now I'm just gonna throw this in the corner, like right here. Don't want to lose it. Oh, we do have hiding spots. Okay, I didn't think we had any at all. At least we have some. Okay, still using this crucifix. Okay, this one's just gone now. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I got 2 smudge sticks, so I'll be safe. I wonder, did it change ghost rooms? Like maybe it changed it this room. Airball. Right there, that thing right there, that means it cannot be an Oni. I don't know why, but the devs have confirmed that it does not mean Oni. Or they confirmed that it cannot be an Oni with that. Okay, that sounds normal speed to me. Okay, not a Jin, not a Raichu. And probably not a mining as well. I just smudged it at like 306 or 305. Okay. Oh, she was right there. Okay. I was gonna try and test for a poltergeist. It threw some stuff, but it didn't really throw that much stuff. I also think it's not a mining, but I wanted to make sure and get far enough away, because as I said, mining test is basically if it's not interfering with your equipment, but you can still hear the footsteps, that means it cannot be a mining. And minings are very quiet ghosts. Usually, if it's not by you and it's not interfering with your stuff, and you're on the same floor, and you can't hear it, then that means it is a mining. Let's see, not a phantom because it wasn't pretty much invisible. Definitely not like the fast like speed ghosts or anything like that. Probably not twins, but I don't want to go off of that too fast, so I'll just keep it in mind. I'm gonna keep it rolled out though. Not a Jin, because I was in line of sight all the way over here, and it never like sped up real fast to me. Because as I said, Jins will do that if the breaker's on, they'll speed up real fast to you, and then when they're close to you, they slow down like to normal speed. Yeah, probably not a mining, but I'll keep watch of that. And Obake is actually giving me pretty impossible too. I actually forgot about that. Because Obake is they're shape-shifting ghosts, but usually whenever there's a event happening and they have a specific ghost model, like this one's always the little girl ghost model with that little face mask, and also it's a male ghost model, so that should not even be the model. Which tells me that's like a set model for this event, which also tells me that's probably very unlikely for it to actually shapeshift if it wasn't Obake. Okay, you were very active though, huh? Okay, but when did I set my timer? Okay, now it's already at 5:11. What, I think I said 3:06 or something, I think. So it's already been past 2 minutes. So it might be a spirit. Because I said whenever you smudge a ghost, it'll get stopped for 1.5 minutes normally for most ghosts. But for spirit, they get stopped for 3 minutes. And for demons, they get stopped for 60 seconds. Or 1 minute. So this really seems like a spirit because it's already been past 1.5 minutes. So probably like 90% of the ghosts will be able to hunt already. And we got like 15 more seconds for a spirit to be able to hunt. Or until the spirit can hunt, I guess. Alright, and right about now a spirit can hunt. So let's see if it does. It's not though. Bit anticlimactic. Oh, there we go. Wait. You okay? It's not coming to me. Wait, I think it might be okay. No, never mind. It came right to me. Huh. That's very weird. That really seemed like yokai. I was standing right there, and the ghost like walking in here back and forth all the time. You were going crazy, ghost. Kind of wish I smudged it again. I could smudge it since that's the ghost room, but sometimes if the ghost is actually not in there, then it won't land. Even if it's like the ghost room. Okay, it is nearby here, so I'm gonna smudge again. That's at 7:16. That's my timer. So I'm gonna wait for like another 3 minutes. I'm gonna get more smudge sticks and go from there. Also, probably not a poltergeist. I mean, haven't really saw any like far throws or anything crazy, so probably not a poltergeist. Also, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, the ghost hunted in its ghost room, but there's also a crucifix in the corner. So as I said before, with the demon, the crucifix is 50% bigger. So that would have easily stopped this whole, like from all the way halfway through the kitchen, that would have easily stopped a demon. So that tells me it's not a demon as well. Now, yeah, I think it's still in here. I think I saw cold breath, right? Yeah, still cold breath. Okay, so this should be the ghost room still. So it hasn't really changed ghost rooms. I can also test for Banshee while I'm at it. I think that'd be a good test to do. Okay, you got a whisper. So that's one whisper. If I get more than 4 or 5, then I could probably say for certain it's not going to be Banshee. Since Banshee only has a 33% chance to overwrite one of those whispers and do a Banshee scream. And after 3 times, that chance goes way down, as I said. And also, it's already been probably 2 minutes right now. So right now it's been 2 minutes, which really tells me spirit. Although, this kind of tells me Banshee. Banshees, as I said, their ability is they roam through the targets all the time. And they also do more singing ghost events, although I don't know if this actually works like that for this ghost model, because this one only has a few specific ghost event sounds, which they are very cool, but I don't know. Although the fact that the ghost came all the way over here kind of tells me Banshee, but then it's also not hunting. Oh, another one. What the heck? Going crazy, ghost. That was also another whisper again. Hello. You're just standing there. Okay. In like 2 seconds, the spirit can hunt. Which I have a good feeling it's just a spirit. Kind of testing for yokai too. Okay, here it comes. Hello. I've still been the same speeds. Although it's cold breath in here too, right? Wait. Did I just see my cold breath? No, I think it probably came from here. But I think I'm gonna leave based on spirit. I think it might be a spirit. But just in case, I'm gonna check for orbs again. I'm just gonna check adjacent rooms. I mean, it really seems like spirit. I mean, that's like 2 times in a row it hasn't hunted until 3 minutes have passed. So that really tells me spirit, even though it does seem like it's following me around. In reality, it's only like a couple rooms away anyways. So the ghost could have just been doing like a far roam and decided to do a ghost vent. But fun fact, most of those ghost vents beside airballs, they actually teleport the ghost to that location, wherever that ghost vent happens. So they can actually kind of like jump a far distance anyways with the ghost vents. But I'm based on that like behavior I've seen, which I'm just going with spirit. I mean, based on the hunting behavior, I guess. But let's see if I'm correct. Please be spirit. Hopefully I'm right. Let's go, spirit. Look at that. Got a 5,000 buckaroonies, easy. I just realized too, I'm actually gonna prestige tomorrow too, so that's gonna be fun. Probably gonna do some no evidence, do some prestiges, and then do like a lot of professional or something. So I'll do prestige, and I'll also do I'll do the rest of my personal goals too, which is the trophy upgrade 1, which maybe if you complete this, is there a trophy upgrade 2? Maybe, I actually don't know. But we're at 34% right now. I think if I press next, I think it updates. But there you go, 20 points, 5,000 buckaroonies, not bad at all. All right, 16-minute run, not bad. I think the second run was the longest one because I'm already at like an hour and 12 minutes in, but I think probably 30 minutes of that was probably just waiting. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this weekly challenge mode. No evidence. That was definitely my specialty. And yeah, please let me know down in the comments if you learned something from this, because I tried to explain like most of the ghosts. I know there's some ghosts I didn't talk about, like I don't know, probably the Deogen, like all the fast ghosts I've been rolling out I didn't really talk about, but those are kind of obvious ghosts anyways. And for a 250 subscriber goal, I'm actually gonna try and make a no evidence guide. It's talking about every ghost, and I'm also making like ghost cards, I guess. It's like a Pokemon card, but for ghosts. So I hope that comes out good, but in that video, I'm gonna tell you guys every little stat there is about the ghost to know. As much as I know, and I know a lot of stuff about this game, so. But anyways, I'm really glad we were able to get it with the map rotation, 'cause I'm pretty sure if I were to leave right now and then refresh, it probably would change.
Welcome back.
I actually don't know. Yeah, anyways, if you guys want to watch the last weekly challenge mode, you can click right over there. And I think that's all I have to talk about. So anyways, happy ghost hunting. Bye bye.